Okay, Marcy, you can keep the crown and you can keep the scarf, but the mustache has to go. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Katamari Forever. I'm Dylan, your host, and I want to apologize once again for losing the game audio on that last episode. Luckily that's all I lost. That was the original commentary you were hearing. Just messed up recording the game audio. Everything else was intact, and it's a good thing that that's all I lost. I'm a bit nervous about this autosave system that's going on in this game, which means that if I ever lose a recording entirely for some reason, it's going to be really hard to make up for that because it'll be very obvious that it's not the first time I'm playing a stage. The king's dialogue changes when you play the stage subsequent times. If there's a cutscene associated with the stage, it won't play automatically afterward if it's not your first attempt. Stuff like that, and I'd have to explain what's going on, why we're not playing the stage for the first time, and there would already be a score saved, and I would have to turn that to Stardust or something. Anyway, I'm going to do my best to make sure that that doesn't happen. And so, what are we going to do today? We've got a flashing antenna thing on top of the king and on top of the RoboKing, meaning we've got multiple stages to choose from this time. Let's see what our options are. Over here in the King's Cosmos, we have medium just right waiting for us. And across the way in the RoboKing's Cosmos, we have our pick of Make a Star Race, Katamari Sprinkler, and Make a Star 4 Constellations. I think I'm just going to go along with what comes next in the little story campaign here and do Make a Star 4 Constellations. Music here is Cherry Tree Times. The soundtrack I have for the original Katamari Damacy has the track Cherry Tree Times named Cherry Blossom Color Season, which is what I always refer to it as ever since, because Cherry Blossom Color Season is a pretty sweet name. That particular version of the song that appears in the original Katamari Damacy is sung by like a bunch of children, and like it's really irritating but absolutely charming as well, and it's one of the more bizarre tracks on the soundtrack. This one, however, is sung by a lone adult vocalist, and it's got a very different spirit to it, but I like this version of the song a lot as well. Wow, is this the first time in this Let's Play I'm talking about the music in this game? I love the music in this game. I love the music in all of these games. But right now, we have to make a star for Constellations. Now, what we're going to do here is roll up objects associated with as many different constellations as we can in order to make the best possible Milky Way that we can. Yes, there used to be many constellations in space, and we don't have the time to roll up each one of them individually like we once did, only 5 minutes on the clock, so let's try to make the entire Milky Way worth of galaxies at once, starting with these Cancer-associated crabs. Yes, our old friends, the yellow, red, and blue crabs from the Cancer in the original game. Now, as you can see in the top left there, in addition to tracking our size, which is currently just short of 40 centimeters, we're also tracking how many constellation-related objects we've picked up. That's currently at 47. And below that, you'll see the most important value being tracked here, which for some reason is actually smaller than the previous one. How many of the 88 constellations we've rolled up an associated object for. But put a hold on constellations for just a moment. We're going to roll up our first cousin for this stage, first of two. Who could this be? We'll find out in a moment, and I'm sure we'll be disturbed. My sensors show you just rolled up a crayon. Nah, that's Pokkle. Pokkle, the crayon-shaped cousin. There's a lot of slowdown here. It's pretty rare to see this sort of lag in such a modern game, but this is one of the few areas in Katamari Forever in which there is actually a ton of slowdown. Man, it's like playing Banjo-Kazooie or like Castlevania 64 over here. But we'll be moving on to another area of the stage soon enough. Picking up a couple more crabs as we make our way toward that gate there, which I believe we've had the chance to go out of since we reached 50 centimeters or so. And now we get to see what lies beyond that ritzy manor that we got to know a little bit in the Rich stage previously. Yes, this is an example of the world beyond us growing. We saw a lot of that in the original Katamari Damacy, where each stage was designated as taking place in the home, in the town, or in the world. There's less structure for that sort of thing here in this game, but some of the stages do take place in the same areas as others, and you get to see different angles on those areas as you enter different size categories. Gives you a sense of progress as you proceed through the game. And right here on top of this 1, 2, 3 champion stand, we have our royal present, the lone royal present here on the Constellation stage. We're not too far from the remaining cousin, which will be the last of our collectibles, seeing as I don't believe that there's a shooting star possible on this stage, but we would like to be a little bit larger before we approach that particular cousin, I believe. In the meantime, let's roll up as many Constellation-related objects as we can in our remaining 2 minutes. Likely closer to 1 at this point. Yeah, 5 minutes is a pretty short time limit. Oh, cow pylons, how I loathe the cow pylons. I managed to avoid them in my Cows and Bears run a couple episodes ago, but you may remember if you watched my Let's Play of the original that I ran into some trouble with cow pylons in my original Taurus run. Oh, yes, it looks like a pylon, but it counts as a cow. And here, counting as a cow, or a bear for that matter, is actually a very good thing, because those are 2 of the constellations on our list of 88. We're certainly not likely to get all 88 of them this time around, and in fact, it's quite difficult to do at all. I think several of the constellations are only represented by small objects, and so if you fail to pick those up early in the stage, they'll phase out, and no matter how large you get, you'll never be able to get all of the constellations. I think Corona Borealis, the crown, might not have any large objects associated with it. I just picked up Miki, a new cousin for our team. Not Kaoru Miki, nor Miki Sayaka, just Miki. Certainly not Mickey Mouse either. Different Miki entirely. 3 horns, 3-horned cousin Miki on the team. And that is all the collectibles for this stage on our first attempt. Oh no, we're back in the lag zone though. Oh no! It seems to speed up if the camera is not facing all of the tiny objects in this garden. The garden didn't have this much slowdown until the game decided to load the world beyond, but it seems that that's where the lag is centralized. Alright, we've gotten 59 of the 88 constellations. 650 or so constellation-related objects in all. That seems like a pretty nice attempt. Could probably do better if we weren't so focused on picking up cousins and presents, but I don't feel I went particularly far out of my way to get them this time around. I just picked up a giant bear statue. It's a nice object, but not very helpful since we've already got another bear. We've got lots of bears, teddy bears even. You only need 1 bear. I mean, that's always the case that you only need 1 bear, but here you only need 1 bear, 1 cow, 1 crab, 1 crown, 1 swan, 1 shoe. And, oh, looks like there was a king's heart there that I somehow overlooked this entire time. That's a little bit unfortunate. Might have been able to do a little bit better if we had picked that up, but we missed out this time. Robo Rainbow! And see how we've done. I don't know how to feel about this. It's really hard to get the full 88, so I think that the number we got is probably pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see what the RoboKing says. He's a harsh judge of his own character and of ours as well. Let's see what he has to say. 68 out of 88, okay. Ooh, immeasurable size is never a good sign. Sounds like it could be, but nope, we need a nanoscope. Tell me about the composition. We mostly rolled up aquarium, also flowers and sports. This Katamari is loaded with marine animals. Oh, but... Oh, ooh, 28 points, that's rough. Guess we picked up a few too many Pisces and not enough other things. But we got a royal present there. Guess what that is? I hear these are all the rage nowadays. And there's Miki, one of our 2 cousins. And the other should be coming up here in just a moment. There's Pokkle, probably the least cousin-like cousin. He looks absolutely nothing like the prince or any of the other characters. He has a flat, human-like face instead of an elongated space face like the other characters have. A drab Milky Way worth 28 points. Oh, what are we going to do about that? Try again? I think we will. We're all suited up with our newest royal present, the drum, and we're ready to make another run at Make a Star 4 Constellations. Alright. Yes, we already have all the collectibles on this stage. You've already gotten a good long look at the stage, but because I'm not satisfied with my score of 28 points, here we are doing it all over again. How do you like that? And when I said last time that I was going to be looking into replaying some stages, I didn't expect to be doing it again in the next episode. Like, I don't want to make a regular thing out of it. I don't want this project going on for years, because I probably could if I, didn't stop short of a 100% collection and 120 points on every stage, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play whatever I want to play, and hopefully you all are kind enough to bear with it. Bear, not maybe the best choice of words, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll do my best to get through the game in a more or less timely manner. We just may be taking a couple detours along the way, like we are here on our second attempt at the Constellation stage. I do like that there is such a thing as the Constellation stage in this game. Like, the Katamari series relies a lot on nostalgia, which is kind of odd considering how fairly recent the series is. But the first game was exceedingly popular. Like, it took everyone by surprise. In fact, the second game is titled We Love Katamari, and it's basically a reaction to the original game, and it's just like a celebration of the game's fans, and like the characters in the game address the fact that Katamari was the sensation that it was. It's all pretty funny. But then here we are, even later, with this game, which is itself a tribute to the entire series, which is really just a few games. And I don't know, I think what I'm getting at here is that, like, this stage is nostalgic, it's a throwback, but it's got a twist. It's something new. It takes the entire concept of the Constellation stage and condenses it into this one chaotic mess of a stage, which is entirely its own experience. Like, there's no other stage in a Katamari game. I mean, I think this stage may have appeared in another Katamari game that I didn't play, but that notwithstanding, like, this is a unique thing. It's like trying to get up to the 88 Constellations is a really cool concept, not seen anywhere else, and yet at the same time, Constellations have always been a part of the series. We see, like, the same crabs we know from the Cancer stage. We see the same bears we've seen on the Ursa stage. There are cow pylons. It's just like, I guess there are women for the Virgo stage. It's like all these familiar things all in one place, and we're actually being rewarded for them on the basis of them belonging to their respective constellation. It's like, we've seen crabs outside of Cancer before, but it never mattered that they were crabs. It's just they were objects of a certain size category, and like, I always love when the properties of the objects you're rolling up matter. It's like, that's one of the things that's so cool about the cow and bear levels, is that they make you stop and actually pay attention to what the objects you're picking up are. It's like cool that the game rewards you for that, not just by having like cool Easter eggs you can notice and just like funny things going on in the environment, but actually scoring you based in part on how observant you are. Like, maybe I noticed that I haven't picked up a swan yet, so I need to go out of my way to pick up a swan that I wouldn't pick up otherwise because I gotta get the Cygnus constellation, something like that. It's a cool concept, and it's a little bit hard to really give the player credit for that sort of attention when the stage is so chaotic and you do have so short an amount of time, but like, if you deviate from your path even once because you notice some object and you like think you know what constellation it belongs to, and you think to yourself, do I have that constellation yet? Like, if that happens even once, then the stage has succeeded in making you think in a way that the game wouldn't otherwise be making you think, and that's really cool. It's something that a game with this many stages should be seeking to do. Like, you've got to make each stage provide a unique experience if there are going to be so many of them. And this is a good example of that. Like, it's not the most memorable stage in the game, but it's a really fun one. It's a really challenging one, and like I said, it's nostalgic. It's got a lot of things going for it. I'm pretty fond of the Constellations stage. And yeah, it's one I did play a lot because it's like, look at how much better my score is this time than it was last time. Just having that one warm-up round made me so much better at this stage. And I forgot all about the Royal Heart again. How did I do that? How did I forget it twice? I'm even saying, like, look at how much better I'm doing. I'm all warmed up. I remember the stage from last time, and then I forgot about the heart that I called out last time. Ugh. How does that happen? Robo Rainbow! Okay. Forgot the heart. Think we did pretty well anyway. Let's find out what the RoboKing thinks. Hopefully I'm not wrong. I see a big cow-patterned parasol in that Katamari, and so I know we've got a cow. What else did we get? We got 77 out of the 88 constellations, 942 constellation-related objects, 5 meters, 93 centimeters, 5 millimeters in size. RoboKing says it's tiny. He says it's Pluto size. I say it's Milky Way size. What's the score? Just let me know the score. Once again, mostly aquarium things, a little bit Pisces heavy, also flowers and cute. We didn't get cute last time around. Where did the cute come in, I wonder? We even had Pokkle last time, and Pokkle's a cutie. 51 points. Okay, see, that's enough of a difference that I'm satisfied. I mean, it's not a great score. I'm not actually happy with that score, but seeing the improvement tells me that it was worth it playing the stage twice. And I hope you enjoyed it the second time around. Hope maybe you appreciated that it was a little bit different of an experience the first time. Got to hear me waxing about how much I enjoy this stage. We're gonna make a Milky Way here. Turn the old drab Milky Way into Stardust and make way for the spiky Milky Way. What makes it spiky, I wonder? What about the constellations we picked up is spiky, I wonder? Oh, well, anyway. What I was getting to say is thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.